Tensions in Germany's Russian-speaking community are running high in the wake of Russia's invasion into Ukraine.
It's like you're blinded by the propaganda. You like being imperialist and always want to conquer new countries.
Many in the Russian-speaking community in Berlin are outraged and say Moscow is trampling on international law. Others applaud Russia's aggression. How can that be? Berlin on May 9th, a day marking the surrender of Nazi Germany 77 years ago. Hundreds of demonstrators hold up pictures of their relatives who fought against Hitler's Germany. One banner reads, "The Immortal Regiment," in honor of veterans. The end of World War II is commemorated every year, but this year with the war in Ukraine, the day takes on new meaning. Almost 2,000 police officers are on duty, far more than usual. Russian and Ukrainian flags are banned. These pro-Russian demonstrators don't want to be reminded of Putin's attack on Ukraine.
We're here to remember our fathers, our grandfathers. Putin has nothing to do with it. No politics today, okay? It's May 9th. This is a holiday.
Do you support Ukraine?
I support all people. I support peace.
We're against fascism and Bandera.
Leave us be.
We know who's to blame for the war.
We think it's the Ukrainians' fault and the Americans.
Yes, the Americans.
We support Russia and Putin. I think it's Russia's right to defend its homeland.
It's not Russia's fault that Ukrainians are dying. Ukrainian Nazis are killing their own people.
Absurd and false statements like these are often broadcast on Russian TV and lead people in Berlin to turn on each other. He's from Ukraine, and he provoked me. Why? Putin supporters gather at a Soviet memorial here in Berlin. Time and time again, police intervene and lead away individual demonstrators. Across the street, people demonstrate against the Kremlin. For them, it's far more important this year to remember the victims of the war in Ukraine than those of World War II. You won't remove it?
We think this decision is unfair.
This isn't a debate. Will you remove it or should I?
I just can't do it.
Then we'll do it. These anti-Kremlin activists shout shame as officers take down the posters. The police are removing them because this is a protest against the war in Ukraine rather than a commemoration of the end of World War II. The officers are enforcing the requirements of Berlin authorities, the goal being to avoid escalation between the camps.
Across the street, they're allowed to hold a pro-Putin demonstration with their symbols. Well, for us, they take away our posters. How can we not talk about Ukraine today when the topic today is victims of fascism? Isn't that exactly what's happening in Ukraine now? Ukraine is suffering from Russian fascism.
Marzahn-Hellersdorf, a district in eastern Berlin that's home to some 30,000 Russian speakers. Medina Schaubat grew up here.
This is one of my favorite spots in Marzahn-Hellersdorf. With this panoramic view, you can see the neighborhood all around you. It's especially beautiful at sunrise and sunset.
Medina Schaubat was part of the German minority in Kazakhstan. She came to Germany with her family at the age of 10. From the time Putin came to power, she's seen how deeply the Kremlin's ideology influences and divides the Russian-speaking community here.
The sad thing is, it doesn't come from within this country, but from the outside, directly influenced by Putin's propaganda. It's very frustrating, not only because it results in people withdrawing from society, but it also gives the local population the false impression that all Russian speakers, all Russian Germans, are affiliated with Putin.
Medina Shaubat works in a heart clinic and is a local politician for the Christian Democrats. She also volunteers with Vision, an association which has been working for the integration of Russian Germans for more than 20 years. Alexander, Irina, and Susanna are also involved. Since the Russian invasion, they've seen fake news about the war spread like wildfire through their community. It's rallying people against Ukrainian refugees and stoking fears of an alleged hatred of Russians. Many Russian Germans find this unsettling.
Even our circle of friends is divided into two camps. One side supports Ukraine, the other side supports Russia.
Ukrainians can't understand that Russian speakers here in the West, who have the possibility to inform themselves, are nevertheless influenced by these reports from Russia. The idea of that is totally crazy. They don't understand it. That will certainly be a potential source of future conflict.
You can see how cleverly they try to rile each other up. We will not tolerate propaganda in our chats, be it on Facebook or over WhatsApp.
Someone is manipulating people and trying to stir up this conflict here in Germany. I always try to calm down, keep a cool head, and not fall for this propaganda.
The group simply cannot cope with the flood of disinformation. Irina Schmidt comes from Ukraine. She took in her niece's family from Dnipro into her two-bedroom apartment. Her sister, a doctor, remained in the war zone. Medina Shaubat and Irina know that some Russian Germans are easy prey for Moscow's war propaganda. One example is this program from Russian state TV. The broadcaster talks about how the West is pushing Russophobia and new sanctions, while Europeans are saying goodbye to the good life.
I'm speechless.
The text on the screen reads, "Justice is on our side."
You instantly feel shaken up. I can't watch it. These are civilians in Ukraine.
Russian troops in Ukraine are celebrated without a word about their atrocities. The narrative? Ukrainians are Nazis and warmongers. Russia is conducting a special operation, protecting Russian speakers in Ukraine and Russia itself from the West. An NTV talk show alleges how badly Ukrainians behave in Europe, claiming it's sometimes rich Ukrainians who come here in big cars, demanding EU passports.
The implication here is that Ukrainians don't need help. Their message is, if you were living the good life in Ukraine, why would you come here as a refugee?
These people had to flee for a reason. In Ukraine, they're shot and bombed. Why are there refugees? Because Russia created the situation, and now they sit there on TV and make fun of it.
Schaubert says such propaganda specifically targets Russian speakers abroad.
These narratives divide or attempt to divide Russian speakers from their local community. We know that, even if it's not the majority, a large group believes these reports. They're driving a wedge into society. That's why I think they should definitely be banned.
Here at the Soviet Memorial in Treptower Park, some 7,000 Red Army soldiers are buried. They died in the battle for Berlin during the Second World War. Among them are Ukrainians, Belarusians, and Russians. Although the commemorative events are peaceful overall, a number of confrontations do break out. Ukrainian refugees feel provoked by Putin supporters.
It's like you're blinded.
Today's not about politics.
What politics? You went into Ukraine because you're imperialists and want more territory. You love feeling big. There's a chasm between our countries. You have sullied our joint commemoration of the Second World War.
Yekaterina Shuvalova is a Russian. She's wearing a dress in the colors of the Russian resistance. Other Russians shouted at her for denouncing their homeland's aggression against Ukraine. The police escort her to safety.
I told you to take your poster away. It's a provocation. Idiot.
I'm not provoking you. It's my right to state my opinion. I'm Russian, and I think I have the right to say that I disagree with this war. I believe it betrays the memory of our grandfathers. They fought to never again have war, but the people here seem to want to do it all over again.
She's not alone in her fears. The longer Putin's war of aggression lasts, the deeper the divide will grow in Germany's Russian-speaking community.